Good morning, everyone. I'm Dwarka Sriram, Chief of Generation Unlimited, which is called YUVA, and also for Youth Development and Partnerships with UNICEF. I'm so happy to talk to all of you today. I would like to thank Dr. Saha, officials from CBSE, teachers, principals, and especially the students listening in for having me here with us in terms of talking about the Young Warrior Book and how young people can take charge to keep themselves, their families, and their communities safe from COVID 19. India has been fighting a health crisis unlike anything we have ever seen before. It has affected every part of our lives, including how we work and learn, how we socialize, and how we access our essential services and resources. Through this time of great uncertainty and change, young people throughout the country, along with UNICEF, UVA, CBSE, and other partners, more than 1,350 of them, have been inspired by the action taken by all of you in India. Whether it is developing apps and sharing verified information about bed availability, encouraging those above 18 years to get vaccinated, or even encouraging parents and other family members to stay inside, wear masks, and wash their hands, young people have shown a great commitment to protecting their families and communities during this pandemic. The display of your leadership during this time of crisis supports our belief that with the right tools and knowledge, the young people of India can lead meaningful change. Launched in 2019, YUVA, which is Generation Unlimited in India, is a platform that's incubated by UNICEF, and it works with different partners from the government, civil society organizations, private sector, and those from the education space to connect young people with resources to achieve their dreams when it comes to learning, working, and becoming agents of social change. At the global level, it was launched in 2019 at the United Nations General Assembly. And today, I'm really excited to be here with you, addressing a large number of motivated and creative young people with the potential to become the role models and secure their families and communities during this difficult time by joining the Young Warrior Movement. Our aim is to engage 5 million young people to lead action against COVID 19 and ultimately impact 50 million people across the country. We are so grateful for the leadership of CBSE and the support they have provided as a partner, along with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, UGC, AICT, UN agencies, and more than 1,350 partners, as I had mentioned earlier. Together, we have managed to engage more than 400,000 young people through U-Report and other mechanisms in just 1 month. But to continue the movement and make sure that we are reaching as many young people as possible, we need the support of the students that have joined us today and many more. Through simple tasks on U-Report and IVR, which is by giving a missed call, students can equip themselves with verified and accurate information on COVID 19, encourage those above 18 years to get vaccinated and take precautions, as well as help themselves and others manage their mental health, coping, and well being. After completing 5 tasks, students will also be able to get a certificate signed by CBSE, UNICEF, and UVA. And this is all to be done from the safety of your homes. But do know that it's not only about completing tasks and getting certificates, it's also about being the positive change that makes the difference. Along with the task, we also have knowledge resources related to COVID 19, 12 regional languages that you can access and share with your friends. You can also attend sessions with experts to get asked questions and get answers in terms of COVID related topics, and also learn how to cope with the stress of the pandemic. Key messages and positive stories of youth action will also be promoted on social media through us and our partners and influencers. So do share them with us. I keep hearing of so many passionate and innovative stories of young people are helping the COVID 19. The fight against this pandemic is not over, and I urge you, the young people of India, to bring the positive change within your families and communities by learning, creating, and amplifying accurate and verified content related to COVID 19. You are, and as I told your teachers and principals, you are the change makers of India. You can undertake tasks and activities that you can do at your homes in safe environment and be useful for combating COVID-19. You can think critically and creatively and make posters and artwork that can encourage the society to follow COVID-appropriate behavior. You can recite a poem or sing a song, which could be an inspiration for those who listen. You can enhance your COVID-related knowledge and share the same with sections of society who do not have access to this, and so many more actions. To the students who are listening in, remember that the Young Warrior movement belongs to you. You have the power to create positive change and protect your friends and families during this uncertain time. We are ready to support you, and you have to lead the way to a brighter tomorrow. So pick up your phone and join by completing the Young Warrior You Report task on WhatsApp, Facebook, or Telegram, or by giving a missed call to our number that we will be sharing with you soon. You can take up a pledge and nominate 5 to 10 of your friends to join as well. I have 2 children at home like you who have joined as young warriors, and they have completed the 5 tasks, and they constantly remind me and my family whenever we forget to wash our hands or have encouraged us to get vaccinated on time. The fight against COVID has to be a collective one. For our students here with us today, I would like to say that again, the Young Warrior movement belongs to you, just as the future of this world belongs. Do remember that all the activities performed as a part of the Young Warrior movement have to be performed while keeping in mind the COVID-appropriate behavior. And we wish you all to be safe and healthy while encouraging you to help others who are in need. Thank you so much for listening in today. I'm going to be asking Dr. Saha to give his keynote address. Over to you, Dr. Saha.
Thank you, Dwarika. Good morning to all of you. My colleague from CBSE, colleague from UNICEF, Yuba, and of course, my dear students. This is really an exciting moment for all of us, and especially when any event we organize for the student. So it is my pure joy to get this opportunity, and especially to talk with you all. These kind of interactions is, and that too also during COVID periods, actually it's a booster for us. I know how difficult times you are actually passing on, and maybe you are not able to meet your friends, not able to physically go to schools. I think over last 1.5 years, you are spending time in the virtual platform. This really, at least it's a complete boring things. And again, we are here to bore you virtually. So I think more interactive sessions would be important for all of us. And at this point of time, when the entire world is changing, and one way everybody are worried what would be their career, educations, and other way, we strongly believe the personal safety of each one of you, and be it in India or abroad, because I know many of our young warriors have joined from Middle East and other country, because we have a good number of CBSE schools and teachers they are here. So everywhere we have created a momentum on the personal safety, health and hygiene, so that we can actually fight with the COVID. So maybe the different kind of dynamics, news reports, the different research articles. So many things are coming, and ultimately, whenever the gossip or discussions are happening at home, these are mainly towards tension creation. So every household, and especially the mother, are being worried by listening all such kind of news. So here, I think I have to compliment UNICEF and Juba for coming out with this kind of initiative where student can really act upon, and that too also not physically. Again, with the help of the virtual platform, with their permission of their parents, how they can get involved, so that first of all, they are aware of what is COVID-19 and how, and what way the importance of vaccinations and other hand wash and other activities they can carry out by sitting at home. We are not urging to come out from the home because we have already postponed it, cancelled the examinations. We have all routine activities are that way being disturbed because we are thinking for your safety, because your safety means generation safety, and generation safety means nation safety. So globally, considering these facts only, we are here to encourage you so that whatever toolkits, whatever informations booklet and other resources developed by UNICEF that you can consume and reflect upon, so that many a times for any small things, I used to remember that we either our parents used to assign us to remind them, or same things we are also doing. Okay, I am asking my son or daughter to remind me tomorrow for this kind of activities. Or many of us are also using that reminder in the mobile device. So at this point of time, all related to this safety protocol, how children can become a useful individual at home who can remind their parents, who can remind their relatives, and also the friend. And it is all beyond 10 years, up to 30 years. And I know, let me, out of the track, let me also tell you, the momentum. And usually when we are reaching to a teenage, so 13 to 19, that particular age group, and I know many of you are sitting from that particular age group. And during this particular age group, the neurochemistry and the behavioral dynamics are always in terms of repelling, in terms of your magnetic pole. So this kind of behavioral pattern, sometimes you are not ready to listen to the elder, be it teachers, be it in the household. So these are all common behavior we all experienced and we all are experiencing. So considering these facts, I think if you take the role of a positive leader at home, positive leader in the neighborhood, among your relatives, I think it would be a wonderful experience for all of us, especially for you, when we are used to dictate the child to listen, but when the children take that leadership role and dictate us to listen, I think that would be a enjoyable session for all of us. And my humble request to you all, try to transform yourself towards that leadership, and from this particular age, then automatically you can influence your peers, you can influence your relatives, you can influence ultimately your parents, which is very difficult to crack. So UNICEF, CBSE, we are giving this opportunity to you. You can think of your own safety and also neighborhood safety and nation safety. So COVID, of course, a temporary phase of life, but that boosting experience, what we are gathering from each and every expertise, what Juba and UNICEF and CBSEs are going to give you, I think through that experience, you can create a new world, and any kind of challenge, any kind of pandemics, any kind of disasters come, whatever it may be, you can behave yourself, and your mental well-being, your mental strength towards creating a new journey would be more meaningful. And that's why I urge all of you that these are all some listed activities which you are supposed to do, but at the same time, we are not limiting you and your brain especially to think more innovative way, coming up with a more innovative slogan of participation, so that beyond you, I think if every household take this in a mission mode, I think safety from pandemics would be I think government or any other organization, especially Ministry of Health and Welfare, their job role would be completely minimized in a way so that they can really have all health workers can really attend all the needy individuals, not for XYZ kind of complaint. So here, my request would be, first of all, you take your parents into the confidence, and if parents are okay with this kind of activities, because this is very important, and second, your own safety. I strongly believe this kind of activity is not going to hinder your own safety because you will be at home. You are only going through a certain activity prescribed by UNICEF. And these activities, in turn, how you can generate information and awareness and sensitize the people around you. And through that, you can really gear up a mental well-being of your peers. And of course, at your benchmarking would be there at every household. So I am personally telling kudos to each one of you, because you are actual real warrior who are facing the challenge of pandemics and staying at home and doing lot of activities and very innovative thinking, because in the first phase also we have seen many students, they have collected the money and given to that PM Care Fund, and they have worked with many NGO and helped the state government to function especially in this crisis situation. So I think wholehearted participations, be it home or in school or colleges, no matters, I think your participation is important, and nation is going to remember you for this, and you yourself will also transform into a great leader, so that ultimately COVID, that this kind of temporary situations we can avoid. So I'll request all of you, of course, we are not encouraging to use any social media platform in this specific age group, but for the greater cause, you can use it. And at the same time, I am also requesting you, because that COVID appropriate behavior is one way you have to follow. You have to tell others by learning from that UNICEF side. But at the same time, I urge you to change your nutrition and food behaviors. That is very important, because if you avoid fast food and more dependent on the household recipe, I think your immunity would go to at a level where you can fight any kind of disease, and that way your fitness will be there onto other level. So before I end, I'd like to state once again that I believe each one of you to make meaningful difference, and you will make CBSE proud, you will make India proud, and wherever you are, be it in the Middle East country or in Japan or Russia or in African country, wherever you are, you can proud your own nation, and all Indians who are abroad, who are participating today virtually, you can proud ourselves, so that ultimately country can act with a positive note with in this young warrior movement. So have a safe day ahead, and I am personally thanking Juba, UNICEF, and my colleague from CBSE Skill Education Department as well as IT Department for having me here. And of course, I would like to interact with some of the students in the later part, so that if there is any questions and other things we can discuss. And so, and please participate whenever a special session should be taken for you. You please participate and act accordingly. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Saha. That was very energizing. And thank you also to Ms. Dwarka Sriram. All right. Can you? Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and so we can, get into the session now. Just give me 30 seconds as I navigate to my screen. And Dr. Saha mentioned that, uh, we're trying to make this session much more interactive for you. So I hope you can participate actively. Yeah. Um, all right. So to get started, what we are going to do is we're going to visit this link. You can also find this link in the description of your YouTube stream. So if you just click on the description, it will say, visit this Google form or visit today's activity here. So just go to this Google form and yeah. So it's http colon front slash, like the two slashes, forward bending, then bit.ly forward slash, and then YWCBSE. Yeah, YWCBSE. This is important. So just make sure that you are on this Google form. All right. And you can see that you will be able to see some 4 questions. I will share my screen for the form as well shortly, but I hope you've navigated to the form. I'm going to take 30 seconds till like everyone's comfortable, everyone's made sure that they are on the Google form. All right. Okay, great. So I'm going to go to the form as well. Let's see. I'm going to stop. All right. Is my screen visible for the form? Can someone confirm? Abhas?
Karishma, I can still see the link.
Okay, perfect. Just I will stop sharing my screen and do this once again. Just give me
right.
This is share my screen. I'm doing it. Just a minute. I hope you've all managed to reach the. Okay, now can you see the form?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Great. I hope everyone has managed to get to this form. If not, like I said, just go to the description of your YouTube link and you will be able to see the form, right? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 questions on your screen. And the first one is a check-in question. We just want to know, how are you doing? As Dr. Saha mentioned, that we've all been stuck in our homes, doing our classes, virtually and so on. So I just thought it would be good to see how we're all feeling. So you can, rate yourself anywhere on this scale. It's a linear scale. 1 being, I don't feel so great, not so great. 2 being, maybe a little. 3 being, I don't know, like, I'm just neutral. 4 being, I'm doing all right. And 5 being, I'm feeling great. Yeah. So how are you, how are things outside of class? I hope you take some time to just like, reflect upon it, take like 30 seconds and, send in your response. Your data is anonymous. We're not recording your email addresses or anything. So that's very important. Once you're done with the first question, we can move on to the next question. And this is also a part of the activity, and we'll tell you why we're taking you through this when we debrief. All right. So you can see the second question, which is, do vaccines help fight COVID-19? Yeah. Do you think vaccines help you fight COVID-19? Whatever information you have, so far, based on that, just respond with yes. I do think vaccines do help COVID-19. No, they do not. Or maybe I'm not sure what do they actually do. So, whatever your response is, send it to us. And my friend Abrar is going to tell us more about this. The third question being, have you come across any myths or misinformation related to COVID-19? A very crucial one, especially in today's times, when information is so easily accessible at your at your fingertips. So have you come across any myths, any misinformation? And so if you have, press choose yes. If you haven't, press no. If you're not sure if you were subjected to any misinformation, then say then press I'm not sure. All right. Okay, I hope you're following through and that you're able to also answer this poll. And the fourth being, should you continue to wear a mask, right? No matter where you are, no matter, even if those in your family are vaccinated or not vaccinated, what should you do, right? What do you think is the right answer to this question? Especially because, like, other countries are opening up. Even our country, some of the states are, slightly opening up. Some districts are opening up, and so on. So, what do you think should be done? Yeah. So I hope you managed to answer the four questions. I'll take you through them once again. The first question was, how are you feeling? Like, outside of class. It's a check-in question. Then, do vaccines help us fight COVID-19? What do you think? Let us know, by filling up the form. The third one is, have you come across any myths or misinformation? And fourth, should you continue to wear a mask? All right. Now, I'm going to see if we have received responses. Wow, we have about 800 responses already. Wait, no, that has changed very quickly. There are responses. We have about 3,000 responses at present. Let's, yeah, this is great. I'm so glad that all of us are following and, participating, as Dr. also mentioned, right? So let's see. How are things outside of class? What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop taking responses for a minute so that we can look at the data, whatever is available, and then continue with this session. Is okay? So very quickly, I'm going to give us 30 seconds till I stop this poll. The responses keep coming in. Okay, great. I'm going to stop accepting responses now so that we can debrief. Okay. All right. Now, let's look at the responses. Okay. Wow. Let's see. In general, how are things outside of class, right? We said the very first item was that, not feeling that great. And then the fifth being, I feel pretty great. So out of the 4,400 responses, about, 1,000 of us 1,100, assume 1,200 of us are feeling great, which is fantastic. And it's important to sort of check in with yourself because, like we've been talking, we've all been stuck at home. There's a sense of stress that is experienced by everyone. We're going through some collective trauma and so on, right? So in that sense, it's important that you check in with yourself as well as those around you. And that's why we were hoping, we take this moment during this interactive session to also find out how are you doing, right? And I'm glad that some of us are doing well. A majority of us are somewhere in between, pretty ambiguous about how we're feeling, and that's completely fine. All of our feelings are valid. And so I would just say that, if you're not feeling all that great, try talking to someone. If professional help is available, accessible, access that. Otherwise, you always have your family and friends, as well as a lot of helplines that are also available to you, right? And I hope at least those who have responded with, not feeling that great, I hope you feel better. I hope you, access the necessary resources to feel better. And, some of these resources are actually available on our platform, and we will tell you about that shortly. Yeah. So,
On that note,
yes, Abrar.
Karishma, I would like to add here, the best superpower our young people have is unity. And it is clearly visible. The columns 3, 4, 5 has a large number of count, which means those young people are definitely going to support their friends who have filled the 1, 2 columns, which is obviously understandable that together we will get more happiness over the days.
Great. No, thank you so much for highlighting that, Abrar. We are here for each other. So I hope do manage to check in with your friends. Now, let's move on to the COVID-19 pieces, and let's see What do we think about, do vaccines help fight COVID-19? Wow, a staggering amount of people have responded with a yes, which is fantastic. We do, that means a lot of us do understand the importance of vaccination and why it is, necessary. But a lot of us, like at least 22% of us, have responded with a maybe. And and we're just a small sample of the entire population that India is, a 1.3 billion uh, number of people in our country. Now imagine 22% of our population, that is a concerning number, right? Abrar, sorry, do you have anything to add here? What do you think about the vaccination?
Oh, yes. So, dear friends, one thing to be made clear is vaccines definitely work. Let us take an example of polio. Back then, we had the polio cases, but it ended eventually after the vaccines were taken. I believe the last case was in 2011. But yeah, see, now if we need to make India a COVID free country, we definitely need to get vaccinated the entire population of our nation and get a lot of joy and prosper for that.
Great. And in addition, it's also important that if you've been vaccinated or if you haven't been vaccinated, it is important that you follow COVID appropriate behaviors, which is wear your mask above your nose, maintain distance at least 6 feet, and, wash your hands for 20 seconds, and essentially not, only move around if it is absolutely essential. Right?
Wow,
Now,
is it that easy?
yes, isn't it? I mean, if we wouldn't be here if like all of us followed all of the protocols. Well, anyway, uh, let's look at the next question, which was around misinformation, right? Have you come across any myths or misinformation related to COVID-19? About 45% of us have responded with a yes. 30% of us are saying no. And then, there are about 20%, 25% almost, who are saying that they're not sure. And that's exactly how misinformation works, right? I mean, Brad, do you want to add to your experiences of misinformation and myths if you've come across one?
Definitely. Here, I would say those who have heard the myths can also. Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you.
So I would say that, yeah, those who actually, have heard the myths have learned something new, that these are myths and they can bust them. And those who haven't heard, you're lucky enough. But you know what? Learning is the key to know everything which is genuine. I personally have experienced this one, thing where my neighbor said, "Let us have the turmeric milk with black pepper, and we won't get corona only." Friends, that is not true. Of course, home remedies are the best key to enrich ourselves with immunity, but definitely not. It's not the key to get not getting COVID. So you need to follow the COVID appropriate practices so that you always make sure you are safe, just one step behind any kind of harm you face.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Abrar. Yes, it is important that you seek medical advice. If any kind of misinformation or misinformation that is not medically verified, if you come across any, please ensure that you, sort of find out more about it. And we actually have a task on the U-Report platform, with which it gives you a 4-step process to actually learn how to bust myths, right? So related to COVID-19. And so I encourage you to definitely join us as a young warrior, and I'm going to shortly show you how. Let's look at what should you continue to do. Should you continue to wear a mask? I mean, 97.9% of us definitely do think that masks have to be worn no matter what. And I would just like to, reiterate that no matter where you are, in fact, double mask if you're not feeling, that's the protocol that has been cited, especially after the second wave and so on, right? So continue to wear a mask as you move forward. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and I'm going to go back to the presentation. So give me 30 seconds. Yeah, and why we actually showed you like a little, why we took you through this activity is because, this was a glimpse. It was a glimpse into um, understanding what what all will be offered on the platform. Yeah, so we saw all of these questions related to misinformation, related to checking in on our mental well-being, as well as, sorry, I think my screen has stopped sharing. I'm going to reshare my screen.
And it is clearly understandable. Even in the further days, the mask will also become one of the jewelry that's going to be, the trending of photo shoots or anything like that for young people, especially. And when it comes to schooling and college, of course, masks are important. When you go out, masks are important, friends.
Okay. I hope my screen is visible. Is my presentation visible again?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we took you through the activity, like I said, so that we could give you a glimpse into what all the platform has to offer, what all information is accessible to you as a young warrior. So we have the Knowledge Hub, which is available in 12 different languages, that are spoken across our country, and it has information that is contextualized, it's localized. And it's also very young people friendly, and as we saw, there are a lot of myths and a lot of misinformation, as well as COVID related information is constantly changing. So you can go to this Knowledge Hub and access verified resources here, as you can see, and the link to this Knowledge Hub is also copied in the YouTube description. Apart from that, you can also see that we host capacity building sessions every Wednesdays. We also host safe spaces for young people to come by and, just be able to hold a conversation with your peers, interact with each other and so on. So I encourage you to follow us on our social media channels, and these sessions especially happen on Yuva India's Facebook page. So do follow us to sort of be updated and then keep accessing this information. And now going into the important bit about how do we join this movement, right? If you have a phone in front of you, I would encourage you to go to WhatsApp, type down this number and send YWA to it. My friend Abhas is going to actually help us with a demo so that you all can follow along. If you have Telegram, you can also search for You Report India on Telegram, and just start accessing the You Report platform as well, and actually join as a young warrior. And if you, I mean, I understand that use of social media is not encouraged. But as Dr. Saha mentioned in his speech, if it's something that you're already accessing for a good cause, then you can also use the Facebook link provided in the description. But we encourage you to use the WhatsApp number that we've mentioned here, as well as Telegram if it's accessible to you. Abbas, do you want to start sharing your screen and show us how do we start becoming, take this journey to become a young warrior?
Yeah, just a second. I will share my screen. Is my audio audible?
Yes, Abbas, your audio is, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm just sharing the screen.
Okay. You may want to use your mic a little.
Yeah.
Great. So as you can see, Abhas has searched for You Report India on Telegram, and then he just had to press the start button. And now you can see that there's a short message immediately that appears on your screen, which asks you if you want to become a young warrior. Abhas, what do you want to do next? Do you want to press yes? Do you want to send a yes, Abbas?
Yeah, just a second. Okay, we will.
Yeah, we can hear you. Great. Abhas has sent a yes. And then it's asking you if you want to sign up, if you're ready to sign up as a young warrior. And since I've already shown you, what all the platform has to offer, I hope you also join in to become a young warrior. And if that's the case, just type A in your chat box. In your whatever medium you're using, and send it to this platform. If you're on WhatsApp, send 8 on WhatsApp, or if you're on Telegram, send A on Telegram. Next, you can see it's going to ask you for your details, especially, and it's also telling you that let us get to know you more. And I assure you that your data is anonymous to us. So, you can comfortably uh, become a part of this movement. And so Abbas in this case is going to click on CBSE, which is option number 8, CBSE schools, which is 8, right? So you can press 8 because you all are all CBSE school students. And then it gives you an option in 2 languages as of now, which is English and Hindi. You can opt for either. I'm guessing most of us are comfortable with English, so we're going to go ahead with E. Great. It's telling you what the platform is all about, and it's asking you for your age. Abhas, do you want to input your age?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Abhas is 16 years of age, so great. And then it asks you, what do you identify as? If you identify as a male, please respond with an M. If you identify as a female, respond with an F. If you identify as any other gender, please respond with an O. Okay. And then it asks you about which state do you belong to. So Abhas is currently in Gujarat, right, Abhas?
Yeah, I'm a good.
So Abhas is going to input with a 7. I'm currently in Maharashtra, so I would have inputted 14. And so depending on wherever you are, just input the state number. Okay. And then it says, please enter your 6-digit PIN code, right? So it will ask you to input your 6-digit PIN code. Just add that uh, to the text box. Great. And then it will ask you to confirm the same. I hope you are following along, and I hope some of you have already completed the registration. But if not, you can just follow along with us. Yeah. And like I said, the YouTube description has all the links. If you missed on any instructions, just go to one of those options, either on WhatsApp or Telegram or Facebook. Okay. Abbas will now. Okay, it's asking you, have you been, okay, if you can see, it asked Abbas to sort of confirm his PIN code, which he did by typing in A. And then it says, congratulations, you've been added as a U reporter, and Abbas has gotten his 7-digit unique ID. So your registration process is completed once you get the 7-digit unique ID. Okay, and then once you get that unique ID can also be used to refer more friends to the platform. So for example, as you can see, next question is, have you been referred to by a friend to be a U reporter, right? Like it's asking you if you've been referred by a friend to become a U reporter. If you have, then you can press A, and then you can enter your friends' U reporter ID. Okay. If you haven't been referred to by a friend, then you can just say no. But if you were to bring in more friends onto the platform, you can continue using this platform and collecting these viewpoints. And beyond this Young Warriors movement, you can also continue to access like a few bite-sized courses and then redeem these points to maybe attend a workshop with us or so. So it's a very gamified, interactive process. So as of now, I hope you've all completed the process and have your own 7-digit unique ID, which I hope you will use to refer more friends to the platform. Okay. Thank you so much for that, Abbas. I hope everyone has followed along. You can stop sharing. You may stop sharing your screen now. Wonderful. So that is how you join the Young Warriors movement. We've taken you through a little bit of a glimpse As I mentioned, if you've missed out on any details, just go to the description and copy, the number for WhatsApp from there, or the link for Facebook, or just the instructions for Telegram. And you can also access the Knowledge Hub from the description itself. Now, I'm going to call upon my friend Krunal, because you might have some pressing questions related to this platform because it's very new to you. So let's see if he can help us answer some of these questions. Over to you, Krunal.
Thank you so very much. And I guess it was a seamless experience. And, by this demo thing, it was amazing that all the students will be able to, get through this whole new report thing and would be able to register. Before we go, I just want to ask Ananya that if the students register for this U report and they complete all the tasks of these young warriors, okay, so will they get any recognition, or will there be any benefits for them?
Thank you, Krunal. That's an important question, and we have had students asking us that. So, as you would have seen, even in the U report flow, it says that students are eligible for certification once they complete 5 tasks. Do remember that it's important to complete those tasks, and how to identify these tasks is from point 1 to point 5 in the main flow, which says do a hashtag young warrior task. Once you finish these tasks, you will be requested to put in your name and your email ID, after which you will be receiving your certificate within the next 15 days.
Wow. So the benefits are also included in the form of the certifications to all of you. And you also would be knowing, many different things from this young warrior task. Also, in the presentation, it was mentioned, Ananya, that, the U report is available on WhatsApp, Facebook, Telegram as well. So if the students are, using any one of this platform and they are jumping to the another platform to complete that task, so they can do this task from anywhere, right?
Right. So we can do these tasks from any platform, but it is important that once you've started the task, you stick to that platform, because otherwise you will lose your progress and you'll have to enter as a new registrant. So just make sure that the platform that is comfortable to you, if it's WhatsApp, Facebook, Telegram, you choose that platform and you stick to it till the end of the 5 tasks.
Okay, so so it is like, okay, if you are doing the task from WhatsApp, then complete all the tasks from WhatsApp only. Don't go to Facebook, otherwise you have to start afresh, right? So this thing has to be kept in mind. Also, I want to ask that imagine that I have completed task 1. Okay, then how do I go back and start and complete the another task, and how do I navigate between the main menu?
Mm. Yeah, so that's another important thing to remember, Krunal. So we can always go back to the main menu by typing YWA, but at the same time, we have to finish the current task first so that we do not lose progress. At the end of every task, automatically there comes an option also which says take me back to the main menu. So these are the 2 ways you can go, but I do recommend that you finish a task and then go back to the main menu.
Okay, so you have to just go complete the task and go back to the menu, and then complete another task. Likewise, you have to complete all the 5 tasks. Great. Also, I want to ask that while completing this young warrior task, how are we ensuring the safety of these young warriors?
Mhm. Yes, that's very important. And as Dr. Saha had also mentioned when he was addressing students, that all these tasks are supposed to be performed virtually at the safety of our homes. So there is no risk factor that is involved. But at the same time, throughout the tasks, students will notice that we have given them social distancing guidelines and how they should keep them safe and secure. So I highly recommend that you do these tasks at your home without exposing yourself. And also, if you have any further questions like Kronal, you can always check out our frequently asked questions that are present on the UVA website, which is www.uva.org/youngwarrior. There, any other questions can be addressed there as well.
So yes, as Ananya told, that all the FAQs are also available, and the perks of becoming a young warrior is you are actually helping the community. You are getting some knowledge, good knowledge. You are getting the benefits of certification, and the most important, you do not have to go anywhere. You can complete all these tasks remaining at your by staying at your home. So it is really very safe as well, and it is very tech savvy that it is available on your Facebook, WhatsApp. So I guess this young warrior movement is going to be really fun for all these students, and it is also well designed, keeping in mind the students as well. So I would urge and request all of you to please join the U report and complete all the young warrior tasks. Over to you, Dwarka.
Abbas, in terms of sharing, and Ananya as well. I want to again thank Dr. Saha, officials from CBSE, principals, teachers, and especially the inspiring students who have joined in today for giving us this opportunity to talk about the Young Warrior movement. I'm certain that each and every young person who has tuned in today has the potential to be a role model and create meaningful change within their communities. It gives me great hope to see that so many young people were able to actively participate in the orientation and activities we had planned. We know that online engagements can be difficult, but your enthusiasm today proves that the youth of this country can achieve a great deal through encouragement from the security of their homes. We can already see a great excitement among you, and I'm confident that the skills, talent, knowledge, spirit, enthusiasm that you bring, coupled with the guidance mechanism from teachers, principals, and your parents, will help you, your families, and your communities to appropriately overcome COVID crisis. Together, we can help our loved ones securely and safely overcome this difficult time. Please follow Yuva on social media channels and also on www.yuva.org/youngwarrior. I wish you all to stay safe and do remember to follow the COVID appropriate behavior and visit the Yuva website for further guidance checklists, and do not hesitate to help others who are in need but in the safety of your homes. Every positive action counts, whether big or small. Thank you for being part of our Young Warrior movement. Have a good day.